Season 2 of Succession finds the Roy family just as dysfunctional as ever. Following his drug-fueled night at Shiv and Tom's wedding that resulted in the death of waiter Andrew Dodds, Kendall Roy finds himself in rehab. But, bending to the wills of his father Logan, Kendall leaves rehab early to publicly side with his father in a televised interview to cover for his previous hostile takeover attempt. And though Logan has wrestled Kendall back into submission, things are not looking great for the Waystar Royco empire. Financial advisor Jamie Laird suggests selling the company, and Logan calls his family together to discuss the idea. Of course, this dysfunctional clan can't come to a decision, but secretly Logan promises Shiv the highly coveted CEO position and promotes her husband Tom to ATN's chair of global broadcast news. With the promise of CEO in her sights, Shiv quits her job as chief of staff to the presidential campaign of Gil Evis, a public rival of the Roy family. And as for Tom, he of course brings along punching bag / maybe best friend Greg to his new position at ATN. Roman Roy spends the season trying to better his position in the company, enrolling in a Waystar management training program. He grows closer to Jerry throughout the season as she gives him advice on how to better leverage himself in the company, and eventually he becomes attracted to her sexually. As for Connor Roy, he's still funding the lifestyle and artistic endeavors of his salaried girlfriend Willa, and he's still trucking along with his presidential campaign on his platform of abolishing taxes. You stay you, Connor, never change. Cousin Greg has a meeting with writer Michelle Pansel, an author looking to write a tell-all biography on Logan. Greg leaves the meeting when he realizes it's being recorded and the massive ramifications this could have for his position in the company. When Logan announces that he plans to acquire media giant Pierce Global Media, or PGM, against the counsel of literally everyone around him, Roman tries to jockey for favor by reaching out to PGM board member Naomi Pierce for her thoughts. Upon finding out that someone from his camp spoke with Pansel, and that someone already spoke with PGM about the acquisition, sends Logan into a rage. Fortunately for him, PGM shows interest in the deal. Logan and Kendall meet with PGM CEO Rhea Jarrell and offer $24 billion for the company. But if the deal was to go through, the Roys would have to impress the Pierce family, and so off they go to the Pierce family estate. Logan instructs all of his children on how to behave, but of course none of them can. Shiv and Connor's personalities clash with the Pierce children, and Kendall ends up doing drugs and having sex with Naomi Pierce, a fellow recovering addict who wants to make sure the Roys' acquisition fails. At a tense and uncomfortable dinner, the Pierce family matriarch Nan asks Logan point blank who he plans to name as the new CEO. And when he refuses, Shiv stands up and says it will be her. The next day, Nan agrees to the acquisition on the condition that it will be Shiv as CEO, but Logan refuses. Despite this, the Pierce family still decides to move forward with the deal. At an international business conference called Argestes, the Roys plan to finalize their acquisition agreement with the Pierce family. But this all blows up when New York Magazine publishes an expose on Waystar Royco's Bright Star Cruise Line division. And although the entire division was marred with cover-ups of sexual assaults and murder, the expose was contained to only focusing on Bright Star's former head, the recently deceased Mo Lester McClintock. PGM CEO Rhea still wants the deal to go through, but Nan pulls out and fires Rhea for siding with the Roys. After the cruise debacle, Waystar shareholders are understandably nervous, and Sandy and Stewie try to use this unease to aid their takeover bid. And so Logan must go into damage control. He brings along Rhea to aid in strategy, and the two spend the night together, leading to Logan's children having suspicions about Rhea's true motives. Logan tasks Shiv and Roman to secure the loyalty of his ex-wife Caroline, who agrees on the condition of a payout and her kids visiting every Christmas. When Sandy and Stewie run news stories suggesting that the waiter Andrew Dodd's death was a suicide spurred by Logan's bullying, Logan forces Kendall to accompany him to the Dodds family residence to sort out the matter. This understandably shakes up a remorseful and distraught Kendall, who later returns to the Dodds residence to offer them money. Meanwhile, Tom, previously the successor to Mo Lester as the head of Bright Star and the company's likely scapegoat if needed, tasks Greg with burning all of the documents that pertain to the cruise scandals. Greg burns most, but not all of the documents, secretly saving a few in case he needed them later. When Rhea throws a party for Logan honoring Waystar's 50th anniversary, Shiv grows even more suspicious that Rhea is angling to be named the new CEO. The party is a huge success with totally great live performances.
L to the OG, dude be the OG, and he playing like a pro, C, L to the...
You need to stop this.
And Logan does plan on announcing that Rhea will be his successor. Upon finding out that a whistleblower is going to publicly expose all of the cruise line scandals, Shiv gives her father her blessing in naming Rhea CEO, knowing that Rhea would have to face the brunt of the public fallout. And so Logan officially announces Rhea as CEO on the eve of the full Bright Star scandal going public. Oh, and did we forget about Logan's wife Marcia? Because he seemed to forget about her too, and she's understandably pretty upset about this whole Rhea situation. Once the full details are announced publicly by the whistleblower, Rhea backs out of the CEO position and the Roy family are called by Gil Evis to testify before Senate. Tom completely fumbles his questioning, and Logan tries to throw Kendall under the bus to deflect blame from himself. Shiv manages to pay off and convince a key witness to back out of testifying against the Roys. Despite this minor success, Logan confesses to Shiv that a blood sacrifice would be needed to appease shareholders. And so the Roy family all come together on a yacht to debate and shift blame over who should take the fall. Roman, who had attempted to woo wealthy Azerbaijani investor Eduard Asgarov into securing funds that would allow Waystar to go private, confesses to his father that although an agreement was made, it was likely illegitimate. Shiv at first joins in with the majority in wanting to throw Tom under the bus, but after a confrontation between the married couple where Tom voices his resentment in the way Shiv treats him, she goes to Logan to beg him to spare Tom. And Connor? Well, Connor was never involved in Waystar Royco, so he's safe from that, but he has spent all of his money on funding his presidential campaign and his girlfriend Willa's financial disaster of a play, so he does come crawling back to his father asking for money. A wish Logan grants on the condition of Connor ending his presidential bid. Finally, Logan settles on Kendall to take the fall. All season long, Logan has used and abused Kendall to do his bidding, and the broken Kendall has agreed to do whatever was asked of him. And so Kendall flies off to New York to hold a press conference in which he is to take full responsibility for the Bright Star scandals. But as all eyes are on Kendall, he instead forgoes his planned speech to place all of the blame on Logan, and alerts reporters that an accompanying Greg has all of the documents needed on hand to prove Logan's involvement in the settlements and cover-ups. Of course, everyone is shocked by Kendall's public revelations. Everyone except Logan, who, while watching the press conference from his yacht, can't help but crack a faint smile at the audacity of his son. And that's everything that happened in Season 2 of Succession. Let me know in the comments below what some of your favorite moments from the season were and what you're most looking forward to seeing in Season 3. Like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe to this channel for more content like it. And that does it for me in this video, but I'll see you in the next one.